If you guys don't know, one of my favorite chores in real life is mowing the lawn. You might think I'm crazy. Maybe just a little bit. But whenever I heard that this game was coming on the Game Pass, alright. Our company name will be, let's do grass seed oil. That's good. The logo will be I'm fine with that flavor. Those changes have to be red though. Yeah, that works. Secondary color will be. The primary color will be. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Purchase your first vehicle. Yeah, they released this and Markiplier thought it would be his game. Like the type of game he wants. But, yeah, so this game was made by the same people who made Farming Simulator. Another simulation video game that I think a lot of people know about. And I know I'm also playing Power Washer Simulator. Playing a lot of games, actually. But let's be honest here, guys. This is Lawn Mowing Simulator. This is probably not going to be my game of the year. I like the music, though. Wow. Let's take a look at the yard. Got a lot. We got our work cut out for us. Alright. So what's the height that they wanted at? Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah. Well, how can I tell? I can't tell. Cut height. Yeah. Oh. They wanted between 5 and 6. Oh. There's flowers. That ain't good. many times have I done that one? By accident, of course. I'm trying to see how can I put it on. There we go. What? I did not hit a flower. You're tripping me. If I hit a flower, I would have went no. Wait, that's if you hit a rock. No. Hit a rock is more like ka-chink! And like, whoa. What about that? Not that. Probably bring out the weed whacker. Whack on the weed. There's a different name for it. I know I suck at this, but in real life, man, I can get grass and wait. Just the simple things, I guess. This blade is really loud. I'm going to turn it down, actually, a little bit. So when you get off at any time. Better than any father's men. I'm trying to think what would be fair to go with here. Of course, also, since I'm playing Power Washer Simulator, but a lot of people are going to be like, my OCD! And I'm going to be like, my bad. But, yeah. Not 100% perfectionist. I can't make my throttle go any higher. I wanted it to go faster. Honestly, I might have to mow over some dead spots I didn't get. I do that a lot too. Jeez, there's so many dead spots sometimes, man. It feels weird. It's like, Blade did like the vast majority, but then you gotta go over them all again. At every little part, you know. Me actually bust out mine though, and just start mowing again. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like one day they're going to make like lawn mowing and maybe to an extent farming completely based on computers. Cause like, I mean, you know, I'm playing just a game right now, but they could take like computer, like a camera, put it onto a lawnmower, and while that's outside, you can control it from outside. But I wonder how strong of a connection would you need. How big of a connection would you need? You need a pretty big one. I don't know how... Jesus. I don't know how big of one, but you'll need a pretty nice setup one, I guess. But Now, of course, I have a lot of Let's Plays going on, but, I mean, what's one more we're gonna do? I'm gonna be saying that for a while. When this comes out, I think I'll be starting... I think I'm starting Mario Galaxy, today. But, you know, like, I shouldn't always have to play, like, huge adventure games, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I don't need to always play, like, the new hype video game, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm probably going to upload Resident Evil 4 Remake, because that's a game I've been kind of excited for. I mean, that's the game, right now at least. That is the game I feel that would be like, just like one of my favorite games I'll play. Also, I haven't played a Resident Evil game in a long time. I know I said also, because I know a lot of people might bring it up, that I said I wanted to take a break from horror games, but Resident Evil 4 is an exception because, one, it's a new Resident Evil game, so, right there. Second, I've played Resident Evil... I haven't played a Resident Evil game in quite some time on the channel. I think like the last Resident Evil game I've played on the channel, like as a playthrough, was Resident Evil... Yeah, I'd say Resident Evil 4, the original. I played that on the channel. So, you know, take that for what you will, I guess. Maybe you guys are probably sick of Resident Evil 4. I know a lot of people probably want me to play Resident Evil 5. I feel like there's like a crowd out there that's like, man, the remakes are lame. 5 was action-packed. 6 was action-packed. Operation Raccoon City was action-packed. And, you know, like, I'm over here like, I'm not gonna play it. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna play Resident Evil 5 or Resident Evil 6. Because believe it or not, I have planned on it. Mostly with the fact that I was thinking of doing Resident Evil. Let me get all these like rough patches. Wait, how do I... There's like a way to check how much of the lawn you got. There's that. Speed gets you off. Actually, I think just turns on and off the blade. That's notifications, that's the pause. But it's like, really, honestly, I don't really have any reason to do Resident Evil 5 and 6 right now. I mean, I plan on doing 5 with someone. Let's say King Spirit, I'm kind of thinking I'll do a playthrough with him on Resident Evil 5, because, I mean, I don't know. Also, Resident Evil 5 just, right now, does not look like my cup of tea. Like, honestly, like, the location, I don't know, man. There's something about the location I just do not like. And it's not like, oh, it's Africa, and, you know, oh, I don't like Africa. No, I don't know, it looks a little too bare bones, I guess. And, you know, like, there's games where you take places in deserts and stuff. I mean, trying to look at the Super Mario Brothers series. But, hopefully you understand what I mean by that. I'm trying to think of any other games where you take... Hitman, you go to Dubai and all these other countries. But yeah, like, I mean, I'm still kind of on the fence about, like, because if I do Resident Evil 5 playthrough so soon after Resident Evil 4, chances are I might not really like it. Resident Evil 4 is a very hard game to talk about, because I like Resident Evil 4, and, like, don't get me wrong, I think Resident Evil 4 is a good game, but the thing is, Resident Evil 4 was the only Resident Evil game. Well, okay, not the only one, but it's like the only old Resident Evil game I've played. Resident Evil 4 is like the old, like the original One, yeah, I played like the HD upres, but I mean, honestly, who cares about that kind of difference? But it's like, I was also kind of pessimistic, or is that the right word? I was kind of more on edge to do a playthrough of Resident Evil 4 remake, or play Resident Evil 4 at all. I was like, because I bet that they're doing a remake. You know, not many people are questioning, like, oh, well, what are they going to remake next? My hope, either the original Resident Evil, Resident Evil 0, or Code Veronica. If they do 5, I'm not going to be angry about that, because honestly, you know, I guess makes sense. Or, you know what, maybe they're going to take a break from remakes, which, you know what, I say that's a whole good reason to why we haven't gotten a remake yet. Because, let's be honest here, that's what they did with Resident Evil Village. Because, like, they pumped out Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake, which my guess is Resident Evil 3 remake wasn't that hard to make. Because they already had all the assets there. Resident Evil 4 remake would be hard to make because you had to make completely new places. So it was like, oh, well, if I do Resident Evil 3 remake, or Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake, and then we release Village, my guess is they're going to do Resident Evil 4 remake, and then do 9. Which, you know what? I will be 100% honest. I am excited to see what Resident Evil 9 is, especially how much I loved Resident Evil Village. Which, again, like, a lot of people would disagree that I would say it's, like, on the same level of Resident Evil 4. But I like Resident Evil 4 a lot, too. Resident Evil 4 was longer. But there was, like, some aggravating moments in Resident Evil 4 I didn't like, such as the Chrysler fight. Which... But yeah, I mean, Resident Evil, Resident Evil 4 remake, I hope, whenever I do my playthrough of it, I hope you guys probably like it as much as I do. Because my guess is I'm going to love that game. I know a lot of people are probably like, oh, Resident Evil 4 remake, it's overplayed on YouTube. But I'm like, ooh. My opinion, I don't care. Like, people are playing Resident Evil 4 remake. If people are saying they like it, I mean, hey, that's just going to be like, oh, well, people like this game, I'm going to give it a try. And you know what? Okay, in my opinion, Hogwarts Legacy, when that came out, I think the only reason why so many people were talking about it was because of the controversy around it. And, like, after that release, I only heard, like, a couple people play the game, and then that was it. Like, they were like, that's pretty good. And that's it. And I'm like, could you imagine? Because there were so many people defending it, there were so many people hating on it. Came out, everybody stopped talking about it. I don't know if that was planned, or that... or something like that, but my opinion, don't have it. I have not played Hogwarts Legacy. I don't really even plan to. I'm not a big fan of Harry Potter. Like, I never watched the movies, I never read the books. I'm not really much of a guy of reading either. I mean, the most I'll read is biographies about, like, presidents and stuff. Like the Calvin Coolidge biography. Man, I'm joking. I want to read it, though. I wonder what I can say. I also feel like at the end of, like, the day, do I think it'll be nominated for Game of the Year? Probably not. And that's not because, oh, I don't like the game. But, I mean, I don't hear a whole lot of people talking about it. And if it does, it's definitely not going to win. I think that there's better contenders out there. Like, Like right now, there's new releases that like absolutely everybody can agree that they liked it. Like the Dead Space remake, Resident Evil 4 remake. There's some new games coming out like Tears of the Kingdom. And the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre game is coming out soon, which I plan to try out. Because it's also coming to Game Pass, so a lot of people probably just try it just because it's on Game Pass. So yeah, I just feel like if they're gonna do a Resident Evil 4 remake, I mean not Resident Evil, oh my god, what am I talking about? Resident Evil 4 remake, I think I already named off, but yeah, you know, like, unless Tears of the Kingdom, or okay, I'll be honest, I already know what Tears of the Kingdom's all about, kind of a great understanding about it. If that does not win Game of the Year, but Hogwarts Legacy does, I'm literally going to stop watching the Game Awards for good. Not because, like, it's because I feel like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom looks like so much of an upgrade. I have not watched the gameplay trailer, but I've watched all the other ones. Not gonna lie. Personally, it looks fun. And see, like, that's what it should be at the end of the day. I don't care about, like, these graphically impressive games, right? Like, I mean, they look nice, definitely. Resident Evil, like, for example, when I played Resident Evil Village on the HDR TV, I thought it looked really good. But, if I'm going to go out and play the game, and it's like something where it's all powerful, and, you know, it's like the game's literally melting my eyes because of how gorgeous it is. Cool. But it, like, the gameplay's boring, I'm not really having that much fun. I won't lie, I wouldn't say that's Game of the Year, because graphics aren't everything, of course. I feel like to think they are. It's the thing that graphics are, like, the most important thing any game can have. Don't agree. Like, do I want a game with shitty graphics? No. Do I want a game with a bunch of poppin'? No. But do I care if, like, the game looks like, honestly, kind of like how this game looks? No, as long as I'm enjoying it, which, I mean, right now, it's weird to say. I'm enjoying Mowing Simulator. But people like to talk about how, oh, you know, oh, it's like all the PlayStation fanboys and Xbox fanboys are like peach fuzz. Shut up, dude. No one cares. This is why you're playing games and stop playing games, man. Because, oh, this console... Like, you could say, like, oh, I like this console more than I like the Xbox. You know, you can say your piece on it, but it's like, oh, this game doesn't run at 1 billion frames per second. Who cares? I think another thing I just don't like about graphics snobs are the people that are like, you don't have friggin' 3090, I think it's 3080, and they're like, oh, how can you play it like this? I'm always like, shut up, please. No one cares. Or Nah. Oops. Oh. Yeah, this game's on Game Pass, by the way. Awesome. I wouldn't lie, I'm not probably gonna spend like $1 billion in this game at all. I just found it so funny that like the entire nose plays. Now I don't do this. I don't know what to wax. Saigon would tell you he's like the best with it. I'm like absolute garbage at it. But when you want me to mow, I get pretty dang close. Okay, came out here and just clean the edges. Alright. Oh, I gotta hold it. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright. Alright, gamers. Well, that was pretty fun, wasn't it? We went to go mow some lawns. They were like, was that the bite of 87? And then, no, got paid. Thank you all for watching. See you guys later.